Yeah, yeah. Gotta love these curtains. They're so fucking busted.
Live from the Batcave, it's the Absynthe podcast. That's why I decided to go with this week. We're in the Batcave.
Yeah, the Batcave.
Wayne Tech. Batman Tech. Sorry there, Bruce. And tonight, I'm your host, Tyler Holt. I got a little Australian there. Today, I'm your host, Tyler Holt. That's not Australian at all. I went from Australian to incredibly offensively English.
You can do it.
And this is my co-host, my co-captain, my captain, my Walt Whitman.
Mark Ellis. Hi there.
Hey, Mark. So before we went live, we'll get to more Batman stuff later, but before we went live, you said that just yesterday was your first time at Detroit.
Yes, that's right.
So wait, like ever?
Yep, ever.
Great. You've been to the Cayley, right?
Yep.
Have we been to the Cayley?
Yeah, I think once.
Yeah.
Couple dates sometime, maybe. I don't know.
You're not much of a beer guy.
No, I'm not much of a beer guy, and I don't want
Which is funny because you're huge into whiskey.
Yeah.
By huge, I mean you drink it moderately. And that's, of course, in the cases where, like, you drink it moderately in so much as you drink it every so often, but when you drink it, you drink a lot.
Well, I mean, depending on the party, yeah.
The party's usually you and me. That's the party.
Yeah, generally, you and me and friends. So
yeah, I guess there's not. I mean, that's kind of what the Cayley's good for. Is they have okay food that's pretty expensive, but then also really good beer at reasonably priced.
Yeah.
The Trend, however, I would say is my favorite. I like it a little bit more better because it's a little bit more. It is exactly what it is. It's trendy. It's kind of like a cafe. Their coffee is just as equally as good.
You know how I could tell it was trendy? The proportion of items on the menu to the portion of number of items on that menu with avocado with them.
Oh yeah.
That's how you can tell if something's trendy.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I guess probably what do you think the most hipster hors d'oeuvre or appetizer is? Like what would we or meal? What's the most?
Okay, it wouldn't be served on a plate. It would be served on like some kind of reusable, eco-friendly hemp compound.
Like a 2x4.
Yeah, like a hemp. It would be.
A board, a piece of wood.
Yeah, like.
It would kind of be masquerading like a cheese board, but it probably wouldn't be treated or stained.
Yeah, right. Absolutely, organically grown wood, from their own locally sourced forests, and
still eco-friendly. We didn't chop that shit down in the redwoods or anything.
yeah, no, don't be ridiculous. And it would have avocado and I don't know, some fruit you've probably never heard of.
Fruit, avocado and fruit.
Yes, and it would probably be served on a bed of quinoa.
Quinoa.
With I don't know what else.
Maybe like some sort of hard-boiled egg that's stuffed with quinoa and topped with avocado.
Yeah.
Like jam that's on top that doesn't mix.
Yeah, something like that.
I've seen crackers and avocado before as served as an appetizer, and that sounds really hipster, but as like a regular snack, that sounds pretty delicious. I wouldn't buy that off the menu ever, just crackers and avocado.
Yeah.
And I'm a Californian. I love my avocados.
That's why I look at people funny when they're like, "Yeah, I want some avocado sushi," and it's like, why don't you just go home and eat rice and then make yourself some guacamole so the avocado is actually good? But
it's
you know.
ridiculous. You go, sashimi, they call it.
Yeah.
Technically, sashimi is the kind of cut that they do, and even then, it's not really sashimi avocado because they're not cutting it like it's sashimi. They're just literally cutting up avocado and putting it on rice. But yeah, the Trend. The Trend's one of my favorite places to go. So wait, have you ever had a class out at the trail?
No, I haven't.
All right,
I haven't.
So that would explain
Which
why
is,
the Trend.
sad and unfortunate.
Yeah, a lot of English courses are up at the Trend. A lot of media studies, I guess, as well. So a lot of the humanities, I would say. Wait,
Yeah.
Is philosophy considered a humanities? What's gonna be?
Yeah, it's in.
It's a humanities. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not artsy though. They don't consider it like an art. Are you gonna have a bachelor of arts or a bachelor of?
Yep.
Okay, but it's still not art because it's not creative in any way, shape, or form.
I mean, you need to be pretty creative to describe what reality is.
Throwing shade. It's okay. What'd you get at the? So today you went back to trail.
I went back to trail again for the Gilbert Ryer lectures. So there's another installment. It comes in 3 parts. One was yesterday, one's today, one's tomorrow. They're at Benyani Hall.
I think that's how they pronounce it.
Something like that.
People say Begani.
It's the one in the middle that looks like the new building. You'll see a lot of philosophy profs walking into it, and some philosophy students loitering around there. And that's the yearly lecture series.
Nice.
Where they bring in
At the Trend, rather.
I just got myself a grilled cheese sandwich because
Just a grilled cheese sandwich.
yeah,
It's a
yeah.
really great meal. Did you get it with bacon?
No bacon.
Next time
No.
get the bacon. It's
Yeah.
but you had the ketchup, right?
Yes, I did.
Ketchup is
It
great.
was kind of neat.
You made
Yeah.
your own homemade ketchup. It probably came with coleslaw too, right?
No coleslaw this
No
time,
coleslaw.
but that's all right.
I had a BLT there today.
Oh
A
yeah.
nice Publican House draft, which was delicious.
Nice,
Because I have a
nice.
lot of classes at Trail. I have most of my classes at Trail this
Wow.
semester in particular. I only have two courses out of the five, and both of them are year-long courses at the main campus, which they call Simons or Simmons.
Simon's campus. Yeah.
I've heard it pronounced both ways, but yeah. So what
Man,
do you?
it's a nice college. Go and walk around, check out the seminar rooms and stuff, and it's like, oh wow, this is really exciting, and it has kind of like an old world class to it, where it seems like the university used to be like this. I don't know, has a kind of richness and
It seems less like an institution and more like a culture.
yeah, I suppose the culture aspect of it is definitely some of it.
Kind of seems a little bit more 70s when people were like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go and get enlightened, man.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
go be
learn
an
more about the
intellectual.
world." Yeah,
Yeah.
intellectual. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it's definitely something that's cool about Trail. And what kind of the shame is that we could have had the same kind of thing happening at Peter Robinson.
Yeah.
So,
I
and
know
that's
less
a
about Peter
great
Robinson,
property.
but
It's becoming a better and better property. The first time I ever saw it, it looked a little sketchy, but they've been doing some serious renovations over there. Kudos to the landowner, whoever that is, and it is a nice ass property. It is a nice series of apartments now. So um, it's kind of a shame that Trent didn't take advantage of that. We
yeah,
should
it is.
continue bitching about how Trent misuses land and
Let's.
ordinances.
I want to practice, freedom of speech, but I don't really want to.
Nah, it's not very
No.
interesting of a topic. It's just, hey, look what could have been, and now it's not. I like what they're doing at the Master's College, personally, just like throwing Zoutsky students in there.
Yep.
But
Yep.
anyways, so yeah,
What do you want to
this
talk
is gonna
about?
be a this is gonna be a seamless transition to talk about. Well, so I mentioned in my pre-show, which I do on Facebook, that I wanted to kind of talk about superheroes because I think we've touched on it during the podcast a couple of times, but I think it's really interesting to talk about superheroes because of their cultural value nowadays. They're so pertinent in the cultural canon now. And I guess we really haven't, you and I, even privately, really talked about superheroes. Have you? What's your experience with comic
Well,
books and heroes?
that's my problem. I don't have much experience with comic books and heroes. Certainly not comic books. I haven't even really opened those up to have a read.
Yeah, really. So you've never read a comic book?
I don't think so, really.
Really?
I
What
mean,
about like V for Vendetta or The Watchmen?
never. No.
Really? Okay,
I
that's
know.
interesting.
Kind of sad and
You would
deprived.
really like Alan Moore's work, I figure.
Mm.
I usually don't suggest the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, but
Mm.
just because the artwork is not that great, I don't think. But I like the Watchmen and V for Vendetta is great. But
Yeah.
that's kind of something that's interesting to talk about as a form of literature because when you think of comics, the word itself kind of conjures up a feeling of childishness or
Mm.
illegitimacy, I suppose. You don't consider comic books to be literature, but they most certainly are.
Yeah.
And did you ever read newspaper funnies or anything like that?
Yeah, like a little bit. Sure. That's what kind of comes up in my mind when I think comics, and then I think,
Who was your go-to for comics? Like,
um,
do you remember any funnies or any reels particular that you liked?
I mean, I had a couple Garfield. I guess I had a couple Garfield comic books if I think about it.
Garfield's good.
Yeah.
That's a regular. I really liked Garfield. The Peanuts was big for me.
Just a little bit of Calvin and Hobbes.
Yeah, I also
So
like Calvin and Hobbes. So does Joy, my partner. And that's kind of like usually a casual initiation that people have with comics. And some people would know Batman, Superman, Spider-Man. Uh, those are really cool because
I've heard of a good number of superheroes,
yeah,
and
well,
all my
that's
friends are nerds, and they
yeah.
talk about this stuff a lot. And I sit on the wall and I go, oh, look at them talking about things they know
The
stuff
world
about.
makes you.
Yeah, I mean,
World
I
makes
don't
you.
need to be fixed.
You do.
It's fine.
I'll send you some URLs, some nice sites
Nah,
that you can just indoctrinate yourself and bring yourself into the fold. Um, but
not
so really, the superheroes that I just mentioned would be the extent of a casual observer's knowledge about comic books. Those were
sure.
the figures and characters that they were knowledgeable about, mainly because they had the word man at the end of them, and they were
Helps.
easy to remember. Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, and I think that kind of Hawkman. And then you so many more superheroes, primarily because of the movies, Marvel movies and DC movies, definitely.
Yep.
I think. I mean, I think I before it would be a hard question to ask someone if they didn't know comics, who was your favorite superhero? The answer you would get would be, I don't care, or that's dumb. Nowadays, almost everyone has an opinion, and if someone were to say, I don't care, or that's dumb, they're kind of ignorant of the huge blockbusters that are important right now to our social. Like they have some
Yeah.
sort of
Yeah.
social value. There's a credit that's available there to knowing about these sorts of things now. So I mean, if I were to ask you then, even though you don't read comic books, who's your favorite superhero, Mark?
My favorite superhero. Um. Hmm. I'd be hard pressed to say like V from Vendetta because is definitely on the edge of what a good character is. I think he's more in the category of anti-hero than superhero.
Yeah, well,
But
I don't care about whether
I don't
they're
know.
a hero or not. I mean, I guess you could say no one would answer this question with being like, "Oh, the Joker's my favorite hero," because he's
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
a villain. But anti-heroes, I would consider they're still heroes. They're
Sure.
way the
Like
protagonist.
um. Yeah, he seems pretty cool. I mean,
So wait, did you see the movie with Natalie Portman?
I did see the movie a few
Okay,
times.
way different than the
Yeah,
book.
I'd imagine.
You should absolutely invest your time in reading some Alan Moore. He's great.
Yeah.
Who is the author and cartoonist for those books? They're great. V's good. So that's an interesting choice, and I think that the movie selection is interesting. But that kind of goes that again also attributes what I was saying is that most people watch the movies. Have you seen all of the Avenger movies?
Yeah, I think just about. Yeah.
And now have you seen all of the movies that relate to them, up to them, like the Incredible Hulk, Iron Man,
Yeah, actually,
Thor?
yeah.
You've seen all of those?
I think I might be missing the Hulk. I might have seen it once upon a time, but
There were two of them. There was an Ang Lee Hulk
yeah.
and the Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton, I believe.
Yeah, I've seen the Hulk, a bunch of the Iron Mans, a couple of Thor movies. What else am I missing? Captain America,
Yeah, the Captain America ones. So there's
Winter Soldier, I think.
you didn't see the original?
I saw both.
Okay, yeah. So Winter Soldier would be a Captain America movie, and
Yeah.
then of course there's Civil War. You saw Civil War, right?
No, no, you guys. I was at home when you guys went to see Civil War. I don't.
It's on
I was
Netflix.
about halfway through watching it. I have it on my computer, and then something happened. I didn't finish it. Very sad.
Yeah. I mean, it's a pretty good movie. It's I would say that Civil War is way better than the first Avengers film. It's I didn't like the first Avengers film very much. I thought that it was really dumbed down. It was very Disney-fied. I thought there wasn't enough. But you saw Age
Fair.
of Ultron, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's three Avengers films, and then all the films on the side. So that's mostly Marvel. Marvel's been fucking kicking ass in the cinematic world,
Yep.
and they also are kicking ass in the television world, where I would also
Right.
consider
They
them
have a number
cinematic.
of productions. I think.
Yeah. Well, have you seen Shield or Agents of Shield?
No, but I knew it was a thing.
Or
But
there's
no, I
also
haven't seen
one
it.
that's Agent Carter.
Okay.
So that's also, and they're in Shield. They've brought in original characters, original heroes with their own powers and backstories, but also classic ones like Ghost Rider, who's made a recent appearance in Shield. Um,
Interesting.
I think that probably the biggest value they have though is the Netflix original series. And coming this St. Patrick's Day, they are releasing the Iron Fist
Oh yeah.
Marvel's cinematic story. Because they've done 2 seasons of Daredevil at this point and Jessica Jones. Have you watched any of that?
Oh, I saw the Daredevil movie. That's about it. About the extent, though.
So that's something interesting. So you haven't seen the newer ones. I would suggest that you would like the newest Daredevil. You would like it a lot. The second season of it has the Punisher. You would really enjoy that series. You should watch it. It's a solid couple of hours of your life that you could just couple of days of your life that you could lose. Um, and it's a
It'd
good
be nice
movie.
to have that time.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the things that's kind of on my mind is that this newest season of the Marvel series is coming out on the 17th, and it's like, God damn it, I just need to
Just in
bite
time
my
for
little heart,
exams. Yeah.
and maybe I'll be able to watch it eventually. Yeah, right? It's kind of the worst time for university students who I believe, I don't know what Netflix's largest demographic is, but it seems like every university student has Netflix or access to it.
Yeah, it would definitely seem that way. I forgot what was coming out last year. It might have been Game of Thrones. It was coming out like just in time for exams, basically, and it
Yeah.
was like, oh,
It's not coming out
stop.
until the summer this time around.
Yeah, they're a bit delayed, but that's all right.
Well, that's because they
It's
had
all
to
right.
do shooting for the winter scenes. But that's the joke is that
Yeah. Well.
That's pause for applause. Thank you, Mark.
Yeah.
Superhero movies used to be crap. They weren't good. Ben Affleck was in that Daredevil movie that you saw.
Sure.
The Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans weren't that great. They were okay. They weren't great though.
Yeah.
Um, Most of the contemporary Superman films haven't been great, and I'm talking about like Superman Returns.
Yeah.
I would say the Man of Steel was a fine movie. Did you see Man of Steel?
No.
No. Okay, that's fine. But the first movie that came out ever really for superheroes, I think, was the Superman movie, which had Christopher Reeves.
Hmm.
Did you ever watch that?
No, I haven't.
A lot of this is going to be, hey, Mark, have you? And it's a red
Yeah,
herring.
I know.
What we're going to do is we're
Basically,
going
I
to come up
assume
with
it's
a
no. I'll tell you if I have. Yeah.
coming up next week on the Absinthe podcast is going to be movie book club, where I'm going to watch a movie with Mark and we're going to talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll think about doing
Maybe.
that. Have you seen Shawshank Redemption or Schindler's List?
No, not yet.
Yeah, those are some
It's
classics
fine.
that you need to see. I haven't seen Reservoir Dogs, so maybe or The Usual Suspects, so maybe we should watch those,
Hmm.
and we'll come back and report. But so you know who Christopher Reeves is though.
I have no idea who actors are, Tyler. I
Okay.
came here to talk
So
about
Christopher,
archetypes and what we consider to be heroic acts on the moral playing field.
we're
But
getting
you
there.
know,
But we need to talk about where we are today and how we've got here and why it's important.
they're
So
everywhere, and the movies got better because people realized they could make money off these movies. Because there's a lot of people who grew up and now have money, and they grew up on superheroes.
all
So
right,
now they want more superheroes.
Mark wants
So
a part of the
now
conversation.
there's going to be money given to the studios that make superhero movies, and we're going to get awesome superhero movies, or at least flashy. At
Okay,
least flashy.
that does kind of sum up exactly where I was going to go. I was going to start with like the history of Christopher Reeves and the Superman movies and how things made money and talking about '89 Batman. But then let's get right into the thick of it.
I'm
So,
sorry.
as I was talking about earlier, so one thing that you do know about is mythology.
I guess, yeah.
You're pretty up with the Roman and Greek mythology. I think you said that you know
Yes.
a bit about Norse. I think that together we can put together someone who can talk about Egyptian mythology, probably.
Yeah.
I know some things about Asian mythology, but that's really kind of where the heroic character starts, right? Is that it's with mythology, and then from mythology comes other lores like bestiaries and
Right.
heroes that we can see in other medieval and Old English, which comes later, of course, after the mythologies. But that's where it all really kind of starts, is in forms of religion. I would imagine that there were a lot of Hercules fanboys out there at some point, or individuals who were like, "Fucking Artemis,
There
yeah."
absolutely were.
So, and it goes beyond. I imagine that that kind of religious fanaticism would. I mean, we would still equate it today with the sort of religious reverence or seriousness that we do with Christianity or other things. Other followers that I'm talking about the followers in this case, not necessarily a contemporary legitimization of religion today, but
Okay.
that it would still be regarded in that fashion, but it might have a kind of fanatic worshipness about it that we see in comic books and other conventions goers that
Okay.
we see today, right? Um,
So let me see if I can understand all that in smaller words that
well,
can
I mean,
fit in my head.
there's not a lot of difference between a Marvel fanboy today and someone who was a worshiper of Artemis in the past, right? As far
Uh,
as the way that they appreciate their respective icons.
okay.
And
Well, I
I'm just
mean,
adjusting my mic there.
I'm sure someone from the ancient history department can argue about how they you know, worshipped demigods and things, but that's for another time, I guess.
So that's kind of really the beginning point of heroism. And I mean, you said that you want to talk a little bit about what is heroism or
I
heroism.
don't.
Do
I'm
you
not
have
sure.
any
Yeah, I
um,
mean, I thought it would
starting
be an
point for us?
interesting. Yeah, are they still heroes if they destroy half the buildings? More so than the bad guy would have.
Well, it kind of starts with the bare bones of a story, right? Protagonist versus antagonist, whether that's man versus man, man versus world, man versus beast, man
Right.
versus
Right.
society, and it's the accomplishment of feats, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And then these stories are superhuman. These
Yeah.
stories. Nowadays, we see heroic stories and superheroes that are more human than they are supernatural. But
Right. Yeah.
so we can kind of see. I mean, if we take these kind of mythologies and we translate them to modern day, there's a whole bunch of Christ imagery that's used in the Superman movies of him floating out of a spaceship with his arms spread like he's on the cross,
Oh yeah.
or
Right.
So,
Right.
I mean, where do we get our heroes from? What's the purpose of heroes? And like, if they had so much merit and social merit back in the day when they were mythologies, and back in the day when they were stories that were written by people like Chaucer, and why now do they also still have they evolved in any shape or
Hmm.
form, or I mean, it's a completely new thing that's hit the mainstream, right? The
Right.
superhero things, because I mean, it's been a long time coming.
I suppose it has. I remember one of the first. I think it was one of the first books printed on the printing press. It was about some old man and his devoted servant who was going to go out and become a knight, and he had hilarious tales around the countryside trying
Was
to
it
do
Don
good.
Quixote?
Something like that.
It
Yeah.
sounds like Don Quixote. I wouldn't have thought that
Yeah.
was the first book printed, but
It was
uh,
one of them. I imagine besides the Bible, but whatever.
well, I mean, if we're talking about printed as in like with actual printing press, you could actually be correct. Manuscripts, of course,
Right. Right.
probably that
But
definitely existed before then. But yeah, I
I
mean,
don't
Don
know.
Quixote is kind of
Why do we need heroes? Because it's a dark world, and you need something to believe in. I guess. I don't know.
so heroes function as a form of address for social anxiety.
I mean, you could certainly say that. I mean, look at the hero I chose.
Yeah. Okay.
I chose V from V for Vendetta
And he's a
about totalitarian governments and the right to resist. I guess.
fair. My favorite superhero is Batman, and I think it's because I believe in vigilante justice to a point, in so much as I don't believe that the justice system and legislation does its job effectively, or not effectively enough.
Right. Yeah.
So,
I don't
uh,
know. You can kind of see them as remedies for.
social anxiety.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know what we'd see for a Superman. I mean, just our general weakness and frailty.
Possibly. What's kind of interesting about Superman is that there's always two stories that are told about him. The first story is the one of the Christ-like figure, where he's a savior, he's super strong. One of the things about Superman is it doesn't matter what about him, he's always the one who wins. That's the one he's always supposed to come out on top as the strongest, right? That's who he is. And that's sometimes when you get a character like Superman versus Batman, there's still an arguable point for Batman because he is also the person who always comes out on top no matter what.
Yeah, that
Uh,
just seems to be how they're written, but
well, I mean, that isn't necessarily the case for someone like the Punisher, or
I'm not
for
really familiar with them.
the Punisher was a ex-military guy whose family was slaughtered.
Okay.
And there are a lot of times where his villains get away, and he's a ruthless killer is the reason. And so his
Okay.
stories are a lot more realistic. The Green Goblin doesn't finish off Spider-Man for some reason and likes to go on monologues. So that's why Spider-Man always lives, because he's given time and opportunity to. The
Mm-hmm.
Punisher doesn't get that. He gets shot, and he
Hmm.
shoots people.
Fair.
So that those are the kind of stories that are told.
Okay.
The Question is a lot like that as well. Who's a DC hero, and he's a guy who has a mask and he beats the shit out of people.
Huh.
And
Fair enough.
he doesn't really have terrible supervillains he goes up against. It's just the really terrible gangsters in his city.
Hmm.
So there are a lot of times that really bad shit happens there as well. So there are definitely heroes that are a little bit more realistic in that regard. That and also where the characters are meant to succeed. You don't watch a story to see the protagonist fail. The protagonist has to win.
Yeah.
But there are people who win for different reasons. Like Batman's is supposed to be ingenuity and sheer determination and will,
Right.
and also with he has a huge psychological component. The Green Lantern is mostly based off of willpower and
Right.
understanding your fear. Superman is kind of about the American dream in a certain way, and the story of the immigrant, because the other story is exactly that. He was created by oh my god, I'm gonna get this wrong. I want to say Bob Kane, but I don't think it was Bob Kane. That was Batman. I'm gonna skip the people that created Superman. I'm sorry, but two Jewish guys. That's basically
All
what I
right.
want to get at. Is that in the 1930s, two Jewish guys came together and made Superman. It was a story of an immigrant, just like these two Jewish guys were,
No.
and that was America's identity at the time. Is that it was a nation made up of immigrants. Give me your weak and your poor, your
Your huddled
regional
masses.
shore, and that was what Superman was supposed to be. It's the story of an immigrant, and his story in and of itself is a lot like that too. He comes from Krypton to Earth,
Yep.
and there's a conflict of nature versus nurture. So these superheroes do kind of stand for things, and I wonder if maybe they trying to understand. Well, because like the first Iron Man movie was kind of opened up the door for all of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The thing that
Definitely.
they directly addressed was terrorism,
Right. Yeah.
and that was, of course, really it's still a hot button issue, obviously, but it definitely was back then when it was created,
Yeah.
and so it had some
Who
sort
do
of
you sell your
following
weapons
behind it.
to?
Exactly, and of course, that's also an easy
Yeah.
antagonist to take up on is just like
Yeah.
non-government affiliated arms dealers.
Yeah. Well, even government affiliated arms dealers are
Yeah,
odd in their own way.
fair.
Oh, who else do you sell to? Oh, interesting. But, it's just the way the world works, apparently.
Yeah.
Who knew?
I mean, at this point, though, the superhero industry is a multi-billion dollar industry. Multiple billions of dollars.
Probably.
Well, I mean, just the Marvel rights were bought by multiple billions by Disney because they're worth a lot more than that.
Fair. Okay.
So, and then if you you also count up merchandise and films and stuff like that. I don't
Yeah.
know. Do you think that this obviously people like this?
Well,
Um,
yeah, at least for a little while.
yeah,
Do
I mean, do you
like
see this
this?
fading out? Obviously, the gods fade out. Obviously, the stories of other heroes, of knights and whatnot, fell out of fashion. Where do you think superheroes are gonna go? Do you
I
think
mean,
they're
everything changes.
yeah, everything changes.
So, I mean, eventually they won't be around. I don't know. Maybe they'll look at us and be like, "This is how people worshipped their heroes back in the early 2000s was they would all dress up like their heroes and go to these strange gatherings called conventions and
Oh, conventions won't stop. They have conventions for boats and suns and shit.
yeah, no, I'm just, as
Also,
far as
anime's never gonna
superheroes.
die.
Yeah.
Anime is eternal.
All right, interesting. Okay. I'll take your word for it, I guess.
Well, we went to an anime convention,
That we did. Yeah.
and I wonder if maybe the fascination with superheroes and how it's become so big is maybe it speaks to the fanaticism of society. Because we have superheroes, we have anime, we have sports, and it's well, I'm considering I'm moving a little bit
Okay,
away
right.
from
Sports
superheroes. I'm moving
sports
to
fanatics,
the
okay.
idea of fanaticism because as far as literary things go, eventually what's going to happen is, and it's already happening, is, and this is a little bit of something that's being addressed in the Netflix series of Marvel. People are tired of big grand narratives. They want smaller, intimate stories that tell more about a single person and their experiences.
Right.
And so I wonder where
You think that's about how we feel alone in society and feel like we'll never make a difference, so we're looking for more intimate stories?
maybe, or just like a crisis of identity and an overflowing sea of information.
That idea absolutely as well.
It's possible.
I don't know.
But I wonder about fanaticism and how entertainment is grouped up into these different sectors and what it all means.
Are you meaning to compare like a football fanatics and like fantasy
Yeah,
football
yeah,
versus?
football, soccer, sports in general, because these players like Peyton Manning and Sidney Crosby, they're kind of given a similar place in cultural canon. I almost say like Batman or something like that, but Wayne people
Hmm.
have heard Wayne Gretzky's name just as much as Peter Parker.
Yeah, I mean that seems fair. I mean, I guess that's what it means to be famous or celebrity, and I mean,
Well, I mean,
in
what's that for you? Because you don't read comic books, so is there something that you spend a lot of time researching or studying, or that certain characters or traits or worlds that you specifically are interested in? What would that be Pathfinder for you?
yeah, I mean, I definitely read a lot of Pathfinder like lore and things, but I mean, I guess that's kind of a different version of heroes and things.
I suppose, but at the same time, we were talking a little bit about social anxiety, and I wonder about the appeal of creating your own world. World building.
World building is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
It's very exciting.
You can create your own utopia, or you can create a world with problems that you understand.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You can
You
make
can
them
create.
as simple or as complicated as you want, which is nice. But yeah, when you get to spend the time and think about the relation of things, you will find yourself looking up all sorts of different academic papers. Like I know there's a large community of map makers, and they've researched cartography because guess what? They want to make maps for their fictional worlds. So they
Random.
research our forms of cartography and map making so that they can more accurately draw maps with reasonable tectonic plates and like you name it on the wayward side of the mountain and the leeward side, something like that,
Hmm.
the side that gets the rain and the side that's a desert, researching those so as they'll draw their deserts in the correct places as opposed to just that square box Mordor, in there. It's fucking volcanoes in this area. It's like, okay, why is it square? Huh, never mind.
Yeah.
Um,
Tolkien's a genius. Do not
yeah,
shit on
no,
him.
it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. I don't know. I just kind of wanted to talk about that a little bit about heroes, about fascination. Did you have any kind of idols or fascinate like what were you fascinated with as a kid? Did you have any idols or people that you really kind of paid attention to or things that you followed when you were a kid?
I mean, if you take this as a bit of a joke and a bit of the truth, I think there's a little section in Facebook where it was like mentors or people you look up to. So I casually put in like Alexander the Great
Okay.
just because it was hilarious and it's like, yeah, he seems pretty awesome. He was 28 by the time he died, and he had spent 8 years conquering all the known world,
Hmm.
basically. So it was like,
The idea of worlds is kind of an interesting thing to talk about because in Pathfinder you create worlds and then there's the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the DC Cinematic Universe and then there's Star Wars and all of the galactic
yep, yep.
universes in that. And then there's also other weird cinematic universes that exist like the Hasbro Cinematic Universe where there's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and GI Joe and all that.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah, I don't really have anything to say about that. I just thought it would be cool to point out that that's definitely some shit that exists.
Yeah, well, it's fun when you can, I guess, relate your stories in a single world, and sometimes you need more room to tell different stories because if you're gonna have,
Yeah, but
truly,
these are worlds where stories are like a variety of stories are existing at one point, right?
yeah. But I mean, if ever you were to write like the finale of one of those stories, and it was some, world-breaking cataclysm, it's weird to have it you know, in a world with other stories going on as well,
Mm-hmm.
because you basically box yourself into surprise, the world doesn't end because I have 6 other stories I need to keep writing. In some ways, unless you want to draw them all together, which is what you mentioned all the Avengers films, and I know Age of Ultron, or no, not Age of Ultron. What's the next Avengers movie coming out?
The next one is
Yeah, Infinity.
Infinity Gauntlet Wars or Infinity
Infinity
Wars.
War. Yeah,
Yeah, part one and two. Well, I mean
yeah,
the next movie I think that's coming out is going to be Guardians of the Galaxy 2, which will lead into
right.
Infinity Wars 1 and 2.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And at some point they're doing a Black Panther movie. I don't know.
Probably.
Maybe it'll have the Winter Soldier. We'll see.
Hey, what's this say? License to print money.
Yeah, that's true. It's just money machine.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, right?
Yeah. You want to talk about the weather?
What about it?
It's fucking balls, man.
Fucking snowed, man.
So, in early February, it was looking really nice. It was up to 10 degrees, all the snow had gone away, and it was really. Now it's negative 12 outside. This is bullshit. Global warming is really hitting us hard now, right?
Yeah,
Or
maybe.
climate change.
Who
Whatever
knows?
the trendy word for the world going slowly to shit is.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably prefer to call it the world slowly going to shit, but that could refer to a lot of things.
Well, it's kind of funny because here in Canada, weather is such a unifying thing to talk about. You
Oh,
can
yeah.
talk about to anyone about weather. I did this today at the trend. I just was talking about the weather casually to someone that I knew. She left, and two other people joined in the conversation, and I had to retreat with my beer back to the table before we started to talk about serious meteorology. It's fucking insane weather and shit. I
Yep.
mean, is this the? You're obviously a native-born Canadian. I
Yep.
imply. Is this the crazy? Like, is this not the worst winter that you've ever seen?
Nah.
No.
They're all
This one is
weird.
emotionally damaging to
Yeah.
me. It's not
Yes.
cold out there. This is the most
Hey, you see that
emotionally
sun?
damaging winter. The
Y-
sun is
you
gone.
like that
The
sun?
days are getting longer though. I mean, it's still bright out when we started, which hadn't been
Yeah, that's nice.
when we earlier in the winter, and but I mean it's still cold as dicks, and it makes everything horrendous. It's like getting groceries sucks ass. I mean, you have a girlfriend who has a car, so
Yay.
that must be cool.
That's pretty cool.
But
Yeah.
I'm not quite so blessed with cars,
Like,
so I still have to walk down to Freshco to get my shit. And it just when it doesn't matter how hungry you are, you look outside and you're like, well, this is balls. I don't want to go outside.
yeah, that's fair. You're not wrong. You're not wrong at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I heard it was last semester we had a presentation on the slave trade actually in business ethics. Interestingly enough,
Okay.
um,
I understand how that could come about. Go ahead.
yeah, long way around it. Canada doesn't have slaves because it wouldn't have been profitable for Canada to have slaves. You know why? Because
Because they all would have died during the winter.
the winter is so balls cold,
Yeah.
and it wouldn't be financially feasible to feed a bunch of slaves all through the winter so that they can work for you in the other seasons.
Right, but I mean also because racism doesn't exist in Canada, right?
I mean, like, probably because there's winter in Canada. So, like,
Yeah. So,
hey, you know.
yeah. You want to move somewhere tropical with me?
No.
No.
Absolutely not.
Have you ever thought about leaving Canada?
Nah, it's where fucking poisonous things live, man. Fuck that shit.
Really? Is that your thoughts? Is I don't want to move to
I
the
mean,
United States
like,
or anywhere else because that's where poisonous shit is. There's poisonous shit here in Canada, isn't
yeah,
there?
there's like a couple rattlesnakes, like the cottonmouth and the, or is it coppermouth
It's
and
really not that scary.
diamondback?
Coming from someone who's from the desert, I saw snakes and scorpions sometimes, but they weren't everywhere. And you had to go like seriously into the desert to find scorpions.
Well, I mean, that's a relief. I just.
Have you not thought of moving anywhere, more summery? Because I tell you, Canada's a great place to get your education. It's not a great place to like. Oh God, it's just so depressing here sometimes. It's
That's
the
fair.
sun is gone. It's
Mm,
not. It doesn't exist in
I'm
Canada
not
anymore.
Superman. I don't need the sun. I'm fine. I do not draw my power from the sun.
No,
I
never.
draw
You
it
never thought of.
from the brightness of my computer screen.
You
No.
never considered leaving.
I mean, not so much.
Never.
Could go to the states for a little while, but then I think about some things in the states, and I think, nah, I'm okay.
True, the states can be a scary place,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, it can be a scary place. Let's be honest. The whole gun control thing is kind of a deal breaker
Well,
for
that
me.
too. Yeah.
I've thought about, oh man, it would be cool to live in Texas and do like Texas is becoming slowly a place for internet, digital media, and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
I mean, I'm goddamn lucky that I'm a straight white male, mostly straight white male. I'm gonna keep that.
Yeah.
Because God, it's if you were to move there and you're someone who sticks out, you're a minority. It could be tragic.
Yeah. That's where.
I mean, you could move to Austin, which is the liberal part of the state, but
Oh, that's fair. That's where the one of the atheist podcasts is based out of Austin, Texas.
oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
where Rooster Teeth is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You want to move to Austin, Texas with me, Mark?
I mean, I'd go for a visit maybe.
Okay.
I'm sure I could muster up the
Like
courage
a
to do that.
15-year visit.
That's a bit much. I mean,
Have you've been to the states?
I've been to the States a little bit to visit my aunt.
When are you going to Bermuda?
I don't know. Hopefully soon.
Have
But
you talked with? So you have a friend named Miguel, who's
yep.
an ornithologist.
Yeah, he studies birds.
Yeah, he studies birds. Is he currently still in Newfoundland, or is he in? Is
Right this
he gone
moment,
back to Bermuda?
I'm not sure where he is right this moment. I think he's in Bermuda.
We should get Miguel on the podcast to talk about Game of Thrones sometimes.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be a pretty good idea actually. Yeah.
We'll wait till like the season premiere comes out or something. Oh no,
All
that's
right.
in the summer. Hey, you know we can do the podcast during the summer.
Yeah, we can.
Fuck you! I have the microphones. I can do whatever I want. That was what basically my comment on YouTube on Facebook said earlier when we were broadcasting the podcast. Is just like this is my show and I can do whatever the goddamn hell I want.
Yeah, I mean that's fair, I guess.
So yeah, I mean, do you seriously have any interest in going to Bermuda?
Yeah, I think it'd be cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I get like a local lay of it, so that's cool.
Do you like traveling? You like being on planes?
I never been on a plane before. Well, I've
You've
been.
never been on a plane
Okay,
before?
I've been on a biplane before. That was fun. Flew around with one of my cousins when we were in the States.
Mark.
Haven't been on a plane
Next
before, no.
week, we're going to talk about Mark's new experience as we watch Shawshank Redemption on the flight from Pearson to Ohio.
Yeah, all right, that'd be nice.
And that's crazy. I didn't realize
Yep. Pretty boring life, you know, man. You know me, 22, haven't done much.
Wait, did you say you're 22?
I'm pretty sure.
God damn it.
Yeah, right?
I always forget that. I always think you're my age. So
Yeah, sorry.
I'm ancient over here, almost 24. So no, because I'm 23. I'm turning 24. But I saw on Reddit someone talking about like their age is 24 or something, and they were contextualizing it with some sort of other time frame. And I'm like, wow, that guy's kind of getting on. And I stopped and thought, fucking shit, man. I'm
Yeah.
turning 24 this year. That's insane. Like in a couple of months.
Yeah. I only have 4 more years to conquer the known world. Like,
My
I don't
first
know,
one,
man.
first one I would say is court the Chinese,
Yeah. Oh.
and then set up a like take over North Korea. Why don't we
Yeah.
do that? Why hasn't a dictator done that yet? Like
Take over
some
North Korea.
vaguely Asian-looking motherfucker. Why haven't they just gone in with a small militia and wiped out North Korea? I feel like that's possible. I can't feel like I have the feeling that military spending in North Korea is pretty high, but I don't feel
Yeah.
like it's been very effective. Right? I don't know a lot about the country to be completely honest, so this could totally just be smoke out my ass. But
I don't know. I think they spend a lot of money on their military, and I mean they are hugely set back with the number of economic sanctions placed on them and their inability to trade with other countries.
is
But
that an internal thing or is that an external thing?
it's both.
Yeah.
They don't
Okay.
like us. We don't like them. We have sanctions with them. I think sometimes they trade with the Chinese and the Russians. Maybe just the Chinese. I'm not sure.
Secretly, behind
Yeah,
like America's back.
I don't know.
All right,
So
that makes sense. Some people,
maybe we need a superhero to go take out
we need
Kim
a
Jong Un.
superhero to
Yeah.
go and open up North Korea's borders,
Well, sure, I guess.
or just take over North Korea.
Yeah, let's
What
go with
if
takeover.
Superman was the head of a communist state?
Wouldn't that be neat?
That's actually a comic book series. It's called Red Sun Superman.
Cool.
See how I brought it back to superheroes?
Yeah, it was good. I was wondering if we were gonna come back this way.
Yeah, I don't know. We might.
I mean, like, that would be weird. Is he like the ruler of the state and the dictator of it,
He
or like,
becomes that way, yeah. You
huh?
should. I have it on my hard drive. I should send you a copy or send you like a download link for it. It's great because
Interesting.
what's interesting is that we were talking like superheroes are supposed to be social. Like we were talking about their social economy, and they kind of took someone who's supposed to be all about the American way and threw him into Basically, the storyline is that Superman's rocket arrives like 17 minutes early and lands in Moscow
Okay.
instead of Kansas.
Yeah.
So he
Hmm.
grows up to be the strong, the
The
Iron
super
Man
Russian.
the Man of Steel from Russia. He's basically Putin.
Yeah. Okay. Fair.
It's an interesting read. I'll send it to you at some point.
That seemed pretty interesting.
Yeah, the Elseworld stories for superheroes are really interesting because it takes all of their like mythos and it totally changes it around. Gotham by Gaslight is pretty good. It throws Gotham City back to cobblestones and drawn carriages, and Batman fights Jack the Ripper.
Hmm.
Yeah, pretty awesome bullshit like that.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, exactly. Why not? Why not? Why not send these icons out there for our use?
Well, yeah.
Why not use them in interesting ways?
Hmm. Oh. What was the question a while ago? It was if you could have any historical figure on your side in a bar fight, who would it be?
Oh, would that be Alexander the Great for you?
No.
That
Well,
doesn't seem like a very wise choice. I mean, was he physically strong? I've heard he's kind of tiny.
I think he was pretty short, but I mean, he was in all his combats.
Oh,
And
okay.
apparently he was, invulnerable. I mean, that's just because he didn't die horribly. But, like, he's got that, I guess. I don't know. There's lots of good choices for this, though.
There are biblical stories about fighters who took on and defeated like 14,000 Philistines or something crazy, who just like wiped out an army single-handedly. You figure that some motherfucker would just throw a spear in there.
Yeah,
Spear, and
you'd
just kill
think.
him.
You'd think.
And bam. Well, anyways, we're getting on in time. The podcast is basically kind of over. I think we might call it tonight.
Really? My God.
It's been a
Fair enough.
short one. That's okay. We started out. I set everything up. It's been good. Do you have anything else you want to
I
talk
feel
about?
bad that I've skipped ahead with your intro to superheroes.
That's all right. I was basically just going to talk about Tim Burton. He did a lot of shit with Batman. It was kind of cool.
Fair. That would have
Did
been
you ever
hard
see
for.
that Batman film? The 1989 Batman, Tim Burton.
Well,
Jack Nicholson is the
Mr. Freeze?
no, no,
Oh.
that was Schumacher.
Saw that one.
Yeah, that's not as good of a movie.
That's
What
fair.
we've learned tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is that superheroes have social economy and represent possibly an alleviation of social anxiety. We've also learned that Mark doesn't watch movies.
Hey, I watch some movies, more movies than I watch read comic books, but that's still not very
I've
many.
seen a movie before. I know what it is.
Yeah, I know what a movie is. Don't talk to me about these motion picture things like I'm from the Stone Age.
Yeah. You know, I was kind of wondering about because we both probably watch a lot more digital content, like YouTube videos, than we watch Netflix stuff or movies or anything like that,
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
And a couple years ago, they produced a Justice League movie called Justice League Gods and Monsters. But the shorts that were put up ahead of them, they were like 10-minute shorts. They were put on YouTube by Machinima.
Mm-hmm.
And so Machinima being who they are, check them out if you don't know. I'm not going to explain it here. Do your own research. Uh, they're huge on. They're pretty big on YouTube. They like
Yep.
Rocket Jump and Corridor Digital and Halo Unto Dawn. They've done a whole bunch of
Yep.
productions. And with the amount of man hour, like viewer hours and audience time that's being spent on YouTube videos, I wonder if more of our content and professionally produced content is going to be produced like that, either for YouTube or those kind of platforms, or whether they're going to be producing micro content. Because these shorts were okay, they were all right.
Yeah.
They were. I corrected a Wikipedia page because it said that there was a series. You can't call a season or a series 3 episode shorts that were put on YouTube. That's not. You can't do that.
Yeah. Seems a
But I
bit.
wonder if maybe micro content will become a thing in the future where people are watching a lot more. You need to remind me what that YouTube series is that does Dungeon and Dragons characters in real life. Every time I'm sitting late at
I think
night,
it's Critical Role. Oh, no, Humans and Household, something like
yeah,
that.
something like that.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah, we should definitely watch something like that. Anyways, I've been your host, Tyler Bolt. This has been my best buddy, Mark Ellis. We've just talked about video game. No, we haven't talked about video games. Maybe we should
Okay,
do that next.
hold your horses. We
What?
can talk about video games next time.
Yeah.
This time we talked about superheroes.
Next time we'll talk about video games.
Uh,
The console wars of the early 2000s and the lives that were shed
yeah, I was 6 at that time.
in the
I
2000s.
don't remember a lot of that.
You were in 6 in the 2000s.
Well, I was 94. I would have been 2000 exactly. I
Yeah.
mean,
Trying to
I was
think.
between 6 and 16, I guess, at that time.